So hi there everyone, new day, new video, and this is a white screen, so this can only mean one thing. Yes, I've got a little presentation. This is a theory episode, so we're doing a bit of comic book theory. Now, I always ask you beautiful viewers to sort of send in questions or comments, and we've had a question, and this is the question. It's coming from this good looking gentleman called Computer Mike. Full disclosure, Computer Mike is my brother. He's asked a question about speech bubbles in comics, and he says, why do we use Z to denote slurring? Where does that come from? Is it global, or is it different for different cultures? So here's my presentation called Why Do We Use Z to Denote Snoring? So where does it come from? Well, Z is a really good sound for a low droning noise. And it's a good onomatopoeia for that. But what is an onomatopoeia? Well, it's a word or a collection of letters that can be used to really accurately represent a sound. So you got things like boom, or splash, or bam, you know, pow, or splat. So where does this all come from? Well, the earliest documented use of Z as an onomatopoeia, as a low droning noise, comes from Henry David Thoreau's journal entry dated 1852. And there it is. You might not be able to read that, so let's zoom in on it, shall we? And about halfway down the page, very warm. This melting weather makes a stage in the year. The crickets creak louder and more steadily. The bullfrogs croak in earnest. The dry zizzing of a locust is heard. It's there, and this is one of the early examples of onomatopoeia. Early cartoonists had the problem of trying to portray this sound in a sort of universal sort of visual method. And so their original approach was to just have a picture of a sawing log. I believe in American parlance, you use the phrase sawing logs as a way of describing sleep or snoring in your sleep. Now this is I believe is a German postcard. This is circa 1920. This is a reproduction of that postcard, and you can see that we have got this sawing log thing going on. But this is the one I'm about to show you is the first known appearance of Z for sleeping. It's from the Cats and Jammer Kids from 1903. You can't see it very well, but it is in there. But it's going so there's a B and a P in there as well. It's on panel 2 and on panel 1. Yeah, panel 1. It's actually quite small, but I mean it takes about, I reckon it takes about 10 years to get proper established. Here's one from what's this, 1928, and you can see right in the centre snoring away with different Zs, and it's much bigger in the frame. It's almost like over the intervening 17 years, artists have got more confident of using this Zs to denote snoring, and have sort of make them bigger and more prominent in the frame. So we use Z for snoring, right? Well, not always. Here's a contemporary comic, and they're using a snore sound, which actually is pretty good. They're also using a Z there. So, you know, here's a Calvin and Hobbes where both parents are asleep and they're using a sawn wood icon. So it's not necessarily 100% given that we're going to be using Zs to denote snoring. It's a really good shorthand. It's culturally well established, but like the sawing log is still recognisable and it's still used. I mean, Watterson used it in this one, for example. So how about other countries? Is this a global thing? Answer sort of, kind of. Anywhere where Western comics have been sort of read and or adapted, then Z is a pretty good handy sort of indicator of snoring, but that's not necessarily true. So here's a page from a book by James Chapman, and the book is called Sounds All Around. Now James had this stuff on his Tumblr, and I recovered this from Imager, so it's around. But you can see that in different countries here, he's identified different sounds or different words or letters to use to denote snoring. That's quite interesting. This book looks great. I'm probably going to grab myself a copy of it. So we can see that there's a certain degree of universalism with using Zs and or possibly the sawing wood, but there's lots of local variations on this. So there we go. So in answer to Mike's initial question, is we've discovered why we use Zs for snoring. It's sort of related to David Thoreau's journal entry to denote a droning sound. It's down to the artist, I think his name was Rolf Dirk, on the Katzenjammer Kids, to actually put that into a panel. See an amount of time is needed for it to gain popularity, and then it suddenly becomes indelibly imprinted on us. We all sort of recognise a Z. Just a single Z in a speech balloon, like for Snoopy, is him snoring. But at the same time, other countries have a slightly different approach. So there you go. I hope that answered the question. I hope that makes sense. Please, if you do have any other questions like this, let me know, because I actually quite like putting this together. It's quite fun to put together this little brief presentation. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that general good stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Okay, bye now.